Okay, Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. So today we are going into subtopic 5.2 liquid. So let's have a look at the learning outcome for this subtopic. So the first one is to relate the properties of liquid to the intermolecular forces, the molecular arrangement and also molecular motion in explaining the physical properties of a liquid. And then kita akan tengok juga the vaporization process and also the condensation process based on the kinetic molecular theory and also the intermolecular forces. And kita akan tengok juga definition of vapor pressure and boiling point, and then kita akan tengok juga boiling process, and at the same time kita akan tengok juga the relationship between the intermolecular forces to the vapor pressure and also vapor pressure to the temperature. But for this video kita akan tengok the first learning outcome sahaja. Kita akan tengok the physical properties of liquid. Alright, so the first one kita akan tengok in terms of volume and the shape. Okay, so liquid, it has a definite volume but not a definite shape. Okay, so the particles of liquid, they are arranged closely but not rigidly. Okay, so they're held together by a strong intermolecular forces between the particles but not strong enough to hold the particles firmly in one place. Okay, so the particles, they are still able to move sort of freely lah. Okay, so kalau kita tengok kat sini, this is the gas particles punya arrangement and this one pula adalah liquid punya arrangement. So they are closely together but not in a rigid arrangement. Okay, so liquid flows to fit the shape of its container and it confined to a certain volume. Alright, in terms of compressibility pula, so liquid, the particles are packed closely together. Okay, so there is a very little empty spaces between the particles. So liquid are much more difficult to compress compared to the gas. Okay, sebab kalau gas dia ada banyak spaces, right? So easily compressed, but liquid there's not much of spaces. So untuk kita compress dia memang agak susah lah. Okay, it is boleh katakan almost incompressible actually untuk water. Okay, in terms of diffusion pula, so diffusion rate of a liquid is much lower than that of a gas. Okay, so due to the molecules are closely packed compared to the gases, so kebanyakan yang kita tengok physical properties ni is due to the molecular arrangement between the particles sebenarnya. Okay, so kalau closely packed meaning the lower the kinetic energy compared to gases, so stronger intermolecular forces between the molecules. Okay, so that's why diffusion rate there is lower compared to gas. Okay, so kalau kita tengok kat sini, bila kita drop a colored liquid inside, okay, dia akan slowly start akan diffuse. Okay, so dia akan ambil masa sikit. So barulah dia akan jadi a homogeneous mixture at the end. And then in terms of surface tension pula, so surface tension is the amount of energy required to stretch the surface, okay, the surface of a liquid by a unit area. So liquid molecules, they experience intermolecular forces, attractive forces in all direction by their neighboring molecule. Okay, sebab ada banyak molekul-molekul liquid molekul lain kan, so dia akan ada attractive forces in all direction. Okay, tapi the liquid molecules on the surface, dekat bahagian surface, bukan dekat bahagian dalam liquid tersebut, they are pulled downwards and sideways sahaja from the neighboring molecules. So kalau nak tengok secara visualnya, so kalau kat sini dia kata but not upwards away from the surface, because dekat atas surface tu mana ada liquid particles, right? So kalau kita tengok gambar ni, okay, so these are the part yang dekat bahagian surface. Okay, meanwhile yang ni pula adalah the liquid molecules yang dekat bahagian dalam. So as you can see, the particles at the surface, they are attracted to the sides and also inwards. Okay, ke tepi dan ke dalam saja. However, kalau kita tengok the one yang particles dekat bahagian dalam, so the particles within the liquid, they are attracted in all direction. Okay, so kita tengok daripada semua direction ada attraction forces berlaku kat situ. Okay, tapi kat sini upwards tak ada. Okay, only to the side and inwards sahaja. Okay, so this create a tension dekat bahagian surface tu nanti. So this is why kita boleh letak paper clip, okay, atas water surface tu, because of the surface tension. Dia tak masuk ke dalam sebab ada tension dekat bahagian surface tu. Okay, tapi the water has to be like a very like macam tak boleh bergerak lah supaya tension tu kekal dekat situ. Okay, so this intermolecular attractive will pull the molecules into the liquid, okay, causes the surface to stretch and tighten. So the stronger the intermolecular attractive forces between the liquid particles, so the higher the surface tension then, okay. When temperature increases, the intermolecular forces becomes weaker, therefore the surface tension decreases. So dia akan affected by temperature lah. So lower temperature, surface tension higher because attraction forces kat situ kuat. Tapi if higher temperature, so the weaker attraction forces, so surface tension pun akan menurun dan. Okay. So in terms of viscosity pula, so viscosity is the resistance of liquid to flow. So the higher the viscosity of a liquid, the slower it flows. Okay, so viscosity decreases as the temperature increases. So kalau kita tengok kat sini ada beberapa jenis liquid kat sini. Okay, semua ni adalah liquid, tapi yang ni yang paling mudah nak flow kan. Okay, yang ni kita boleh nampak macam okay sikit tapi like adalah lain sikit. Okay, yang ni langsung tak bergerak, yang dua kat tepi ni. Okay, so itu adalah viscosity lah, the ability for the liquid to flow. Okay, the resistance of a liquid to flow. So kalau temperature increases, viscosity menurun. Okay, so they are inversely proportional. So ada beberapa factor yang affect the viscosity of a liquid. So it depends on the size of the molecules. So the higher the molar mass, so the more resistance their flow, the higher the viscosity of the liquid then. So bigger molecule, larger molecule, less viscosity. Okay, tapi kalau higher viscosity, because viscosity is about the resistance to flow kan. Okay, so bigger molecule, higher viscosity dan lagi susah untuk dia flow sebenarnya. Okay, meanwhile kalau in terms of intermolecular forces pula ada kaitan juga dengan strength of intermolecular forces between molecules. So stronger intermolecular forces bermaksud higher viscosity kan, sebab lagi susah lah untuk dia bergerak dan. So stronger IMF, higher viscosity, weaker IMF dan weaker viscosity dan. Okay, so kalau kita tengok contoh yang ni, so kita ada berapa ni, kita ada beberapa jenis minyak dekat sini, okay, with different viscosity. Okay, so kita letakkan ada stir ball ni, kita masukkan at the same time sebenarnya dalam keempat-empat boiling tube ni, tapi as you can see yang dekat yang sebelah kiri sekali ni dengan mudahnya solid tu akan flow masuk ke dalam. Meanwhile yang last kali kat sini solid tu ambil masa sikit untuk gerak. Okay, so this shows that the one on the right, the viscosity is very high. Okay, meanwhile the one on the left, the viscosity is very low. Okay. Alright, so basically this is the summary untuk properties of liquid. So volume and shape, fixed volume but no definite shape, it follows the shape of the container. Compressibility is incompressible, actually almost negligible. Okay, sebab dia kira macam almost incompressible actually due to the very little space between the particles. And then diffusion pula slower compared to gas. Okay, surface tension stronger IMF, higher surface tension and vice versa. And viscosity pula higher viscosity, so slower it flows then. Okay, alright, so that's all for the physical properties of a liquid. Bye.